From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the afternoon news for October 2nd, 2025. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Protesters took to the streets of more than 200 towns and cities across France on Thursday to denounce spending cuts and demand higher taxes on the rich. In Paris, thousands of workers, retirees, and students started marching on Thursday afternoon from Place d'Italie. The Eiffel Tower informed visitors in a statement it was closed due to the strike. The nationwide strike called by France's major unions was the latest of a series of protests that started last month amid political turmoil and heated budget talks. Unions are urging Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu to abandon draft budget measures proposed by his predecessor, which includes social welfare freezes and austerity measures that many say will further erode the purchasing power of low-paid and middle-class workers. They also call for higher taxes on the wealthy. Turning to news from the UK, 2 people were killed and 3 others were seriously wounded Thursday in a synagogue attack in northern England on the holiest day of the Jewish year, police said. The suspect was also killed. Police had initially said they believed the suspect was dead, but couldn't immediately confirm it because of concerns he had an explosive on him. A bomb disposal team was at the scene. The attack took place as people gathered at an Orthodox synagogue in a suburban neighborhood of Manchester on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement and the most solemn day in the Jewish calendar. Police said the 2 people killed were Jewish. Prince William and his wife Catherine, the Princess of Wales, have said in a personal message posted on social media, "Our thoughts are with the victims and the families of the terrible attack at Heaton Park Synagogue." The fact that this tragedy occurred on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, makes it all the more shocking, they said. "We are thinking of the entire community as well as the emergency responders who attended this terrible incident." The message was signed WNC. A week after her decisive win in an Arizona special election, Adelita Grijalva arrived at the U.S. Capitol where her father had served for decades. But as she roamed the familiar halls, she said she could not help but feel like a tourist. With the House out of session, her swearing-in has been delayed. That left her without an office, a desk, staff, something of an unofficial new member of Congress. "It's very frustrating," she told the Associated Press after a late evening meeting of House Democrats. She said it's unfair to the residents she will be serving in the Arizona's 7th District, with no one voting for them, no constituent services, no support. The Trump administration is canceling $7.6 billion in grants that supported hundreds of clean energy projects in 16 states, all of which voted for Democrat Kamala Harris for president. The cuts were announced by Russell Vought, the White House budget director, who said in a social media post that nearly $8 billion in green news scam funding to fuel the left's climate change agenda is being canceled. The cuts come as the Trump administration threatens major spending cuts and firings in its escalating fight with congressional Democrats over the government shutdown. The energy cuts are likely to affect battery plants, major hydrogen technology projects, upgrades to the electric grid, and carbon capture efforts, according to the environmental nonprofit Natural Resources Defense Council. That's the news at this hour. If you're watching our news videos on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, the Live 365 app, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.